Okay guys, welcome back. This is Iron Squire. For this video, I actually have something a little bit special for you guys. Sorry I'm saying so much. I decided, well, instead of just doing the campaign, which, I mean, of course, some people want to see the campaign, some people are like, oh, I need the walkthrough for it, or whatever. Which, by the way, no one's actually told me that. But, yeah, a lot of people have actually said, well, we want strategy. We want to know, okay, how can I do this? How can I do that? So, here it is. I'm going to be casting a game that I played myself, as a Zerg player, since I am a Zerg player, against a Terran. I do have some replays against Protoss, but normally I don't play 1 versus 1, and I'm saying too much. It totally shows that I'm a noob. But yeah, normally I don't play against Protoss because normally I don't play 1 versus 1. It stresses me out, because I'm way too over-competitive when it comes to StarCraft, considering that I suck. But, yeah. So, without further ado, let's get this game started. Okay. Play. My opponent's name, by the way, is Vasili, or Vasili, or something like that. And here it says GLHFGG with a little heart at the end. I don't know exactly how to do the heart, but I think it's, Control 3, I think. And for those of you who don't know, GLHF means good luck, have fun, and then the GG means good game. Some people say it at the beginning, some people say it at the end. I say it at the end because it's like, good game, you played well, you know, or well played, you can say at the end, WP. Alright, for this game, I was kind of pumped because I just watched an episode of, like, oops, sorry. I had just actually watched some StarCraft and I was all pumped. It's like, yeah, I can play Zerg. And so I was like, okay, yeah, I can do this. And so I was kind of confident, but at the same time I was nervous as I always am when playing StarCraft. At least competitive ladder. I mean, if I'm playing a custom game, I'm never really nervous, unless it's a game I'm new at. So yeah, here, I'm going with my standard timing. I get my Overlord at 9. And then I get my, and then I get another drone at 10, and then I just wait, and by the time the Overlord pops, I should have 2 larvae saved up so I can get 2 more drones, and now I'm at 13th spot. As for a Terran opponent, he seems to be going for an early Rax. He's going for probably a 10 Rax. Not a bad strategy, especially when you're going against a Zerg and you don't really know what you're expecting. Now, he sends out his scouting worker early. Now, I recommend this. I actually kind of like it. He sends his worker out a lot earlier than mine, so that means that he's going to know, 1, the exact timing of my spawning pool, which I'll get into in a minute, and he's also going to see what else I do throughout the rest of the time. And you can see I pull one of my drones off to go attack his worker, which is a smart strategy. I mean, it's not really that bad, to be honest. You want him to not do exactly what he's about to do here. He's about to throw down, is it a bunker or an engineering bay? It's an engineering bay. He's going to throw down an engineering bay at my natural expansion. Now, as a Zerg player, this is extremely annoying, and if you guys are a Terran or a Protoss, I highly recommend you do this. If you're a Protoss, throw down a pylon. I mean, it blocks the Zerg from expanding early, and it's extremely annoying. So now I'm just like, well, great. I have nothing. My plan is totally thrown off. I can't get an expansion early, and now I have nothing. Which means I'm also going to have to get more Zerglings and then I wanted to, and it's just gonna, it's just really gonna suck. So again, if you're a Terran or Zerg player, use your scouting worker and start doing this. I mean, if you're a Protoss, save the worker and just go ahead and, see what's going, just save your, what should I say? Save your worker and then maybe go back to the base and scout more, or save your worker and then go back and mine. Or if you're Terran, just do exactly what he's doing here. So as you can see, I still really haven't gotten any Zerglings, because I just said, okay, well, if he's going to do that, I need to get on my Queen then. I'm going to focus on doing that, focus on getting Zergling speed. And I do have 2 Zerglings on the way, which should be enough to slowly take down this engineering bay. And you can see I'm sending my Overlords out to scout. This is really important when you're a Zerg player. What you need to do is, you need to send your Overlords out to scout where you think a very key area of their defense is. Like, a lot of people, they'll sneak an Overlord around behind here at the mineral line to see, like, okay, when are mules dropping? Or like, well, did I see that with my scouting worker? Yes, I did see that he has an orbital command. So that tells me that I'm not really going to see any early signs of aggression because he's already getting an orbital. There we go. Finally, I have my hatchery down. I'm finally going to be getting my hatchery down. Come on, what's going on? I don't know what I'm focusing on. There we go. Now, my normal plan when I'm Zerg, and I'm just going to go off and being a Zerg player real quick. I'm not injecting larvae with this queen. Why? Well, I'm going to get off on this first. Always, when you're a Zerg player, always inject your larva. It's so important when you're a Zerg player. There we go. What the heck is my problem? Wow, I fail. But yeah, when you're a Zerg player, you need to inject larvae. It's the most critical thing throughout an entire game. because it's what's going to be giving you units. It's 4 extra units. So yeah. Okay, my normal building time for being Zerg. I like to go for a 14 pool, but before that, I always scout. I will send out my scouting worker at maybe 10 supply, or I take that back. Maybe I'll send it out normally around 12 supply. And if I see early aggression, I cut the hatchery. I cut the hatchery and I start building Zerglings. Or if I see, okay, he has an orbital, he's probably just going to want to play a macro game. Then what I end up doing is I just throw down a hatchery at 15. I go for 14 pool, 15 hatch, which is at 14 supply I get a spawning pool. At 15 supply I get a hatchery. Okay. What's our Terran player doing? And sorry guys, I'm a little shaky at this. I've never actually casted a game before. Okay. Our Terran opponent, he's just going for standard Marine Marauder, it appears. He's getting concussive shells and stim pack. 2 very good upgrades for the Terran that are very, very decent. I recommend though that if you're Terran, actually getting stim pack before you get combat shields. Because stim pack, if you get stim pack, you're actually going to be able to outshoot your opponent. Like, let's say if I'm trying to run in with Zerglings and get by, combat shield's not going to do anything for that. But stim pack, let's say he stims right here, my Zerglings are going to be toast. Save him tab. That's army. Save him. Okay, what am I using that APM on? I'm producing nothing. What the heck is my problem? Oh, I was scouting with my Zerglings. Okay, I was using micro. Sorry, I was just wondering what the heck I was doing. Yeah, as you get higher and higher up, you're going to be noticing that you can actually, like, train the units and micro at the exact same time. I'm not nearly good enough yet, but for right now, I recommend that you focus on macro. And by the way, if you're wondering how I got 9 drones, I just got a lot of larvae popped off, and I just did it again. This is the key thing for Zerg, and don't worry, I will be getting back on my topic about macro. This is the very key way for Zerg. If you're a Terran or Protoss, you need to be focusing on stopping. That first wave of drones, after that first inject larva has fallen off, is extremely important for Zerg. And being a Zerg player, I know. Our Terran player here appears to be moving out. He's actually being smart, grabbing the watchtower, seeing if there's anything here. He sees that I have a scouting drone. He doesn't know exactly where I'm going with it, though. Now, at this point, okay. Pause. What do I have? Oh, hold on. I'm going to finish my talk about getting rid of this. Because Zerg is a very macro-heavy race. And by that, I mean that they very much need a huge economy. Now, that first wave, that helps my income so much. Let's see the income tab. I currently have 45 harvesters to my opponent's 23. I am eons ahead of my opponent in economy. 1,440 minerals per minute. I almost said per second. Per minute to his 580. I'm miles ahead of him. It's ridiculous. So, yeah, and of course now I'm in trouble because he's sending out an army and I have literally nothing. Or army says. Yeah, I've invested 100 minerals, which is 4 Zerglings. He's invested 800 minerals. So yeah, if you're a Zerg or Terran player, scout and see when that queen is injecting larvae, when he's getting the queen. It's very important that you see when he has that queen up, or she, whatever. Because if you can stop that initial thing of drones and make that Zerglings instead, you're already one step ahead. Because then your economy can catch up, you can start making more mules or probes or whatever. And see, this is also another thing. You need to be scouting the map. I already have a 3rd expansion on the way, whereas he has a 2nd expansion just barely getting secured. And this is what you want as a Zerg player. You want to be always 1 expansion or maybe 2 expansions ahead of your opponent, whether it be Terran or Protoss, it doesn't matter. Okay, so yeah, I recommend that if you're Terran or Protoss, early harass. Send out like 2 Marines. It would make me really annoyed, because I'd have to pull my queen off, I'd have to attack, I'd have to make more Zerglings, I'd lose time on my inject larva maybe, but just get to know when the timing for that opponent. Okay, now I know I've talked your ear off and the game actually hasn't played, so let's continue. Just to recap, I am in trouble because I have absolutely no army. Alright, so my Terran opponent's moving out. Let's go to the APM. Oh, that's not it.